Hey Lizzie, I have your most recent quiz here, so I'd like to go over the questions that you missed and give you another reset um, and see how we can do from there. So for the first question that you missed, it's asking what the range is of the function. So remember that the range are the y values. So if we look here in the table, we can see that it starts at 11 and goes up to 60. So when I look at the story is about grams of protein that Livia is eating. And because this zero is, or because this X column, the domain, is the number of cheese sticks she eats, she's never going to eat negative cheese sticks. So the smallest the range is going to be is 11. And then it's just going to go up from there. So it's all real numbers that are greater than or equal to 11. The range is the Y. Question 3 is asking for range again. So we're talking about how low does the graph go and how high does the graph go. So you've selected all real numbers greater than or equal to 1, but again the range is the Y. So I think you might have been getting domain and range mixed up. Range is the Y, and so we're looking on the Y axis, and the lowest this graph goes is 2, and then it does continue upward. So it would be all real numbers greater than or equal to 2. So we have to look at that y-axis and see how low does the graph go. Question 6 asks why this is not a function. So if I use the vertical line test, oops, let me get my pen here. If I use this vertical line test, you can see that for a while, oops, that one's crooked, most of these vertical lines are all just going through one point until I get here. And that vertical line that I just drew actually passes through 2 points. And so remember that it's not, there's two different x's. There aren't two different x's. The x's are the same there. They're both 4 comma something. It's the y has two different values for the same x. And so this is for 4, and this point is for -2. So it has two different y values for one x value. The one x value is 4, and then 4 is paired with it once, and -2 is paired with it the second time. Question 8 again asks for the range. You selected all real numbers, but that's not the case because you can see that the graph kind of comes to an absolute height here where it doesn't go above 3. It's everything that's from 3 and below. Remember, we're looking at this y-axis when we talk about the range, and it's 3 and below. So all real numbers less than or equal to 3. That's this choice here. Number 9 asks for the domain. Again, remember the domain is the x. And so you've selected one that was the y. We want just the x values. We want them listed in numerical order. We don't want to list any repeats. So -4, -1, 3, 5, and 6. This question asks for the range. So those are the y's. So again, we list them in numerical order. It's the second part of the ordered pair. We list them in numerical order, and we don't list any repeats. So that's -9, -3, 0, 5, and 7. So it looks like maybe you're just getting domain and range mixed up. So the domain, those are the x values or the inputs of a function. And then the range, those are the y values or the outputs. So the domain is left and right on the graph, and the range is up and down, like the height. So I am going to add one more retake to this. Please reach out after you've taken it to let me know how you did, and I'll check back in later this weekend.